Yo, what up? So, right now, I'm in the crib, and yes, sir, we're looking at TradingView. I don't know. I'll bring the chart closer. I don't know if you can see it. So, I got the laptop open, and but simple stuff. You know what I mean? Gave some sell to the Discord, and yeah, bro, just trading in VR, and I'm watching fucking episodes of Spider-Man, my guy. You know what I mean? I got literally 1994 Spider-Man, and we're binging this shit all day. And so this is such an easy setup, and I only gave them two scenarios. Like, you know, we talked a lot about our 81 dealing range. I talked a lot about midnight here, and you also see how, like, just again to give you a reference. Let's go out. When you're looking at this, right? Like, obviously, as you're looking at the structure here, I wonder if I can make this any bigger for you. Nope, whatever. We could bring it closer though. Can you like really see it when I make it this close to my face? Anyway, you can even do it like this, like yeah. All right, anyway. So, we're looking at pretty much like the midnight line right here, right? So, take this midnight right here, right? So, midnight is the start to a new algorithm every single day, okay? And what I gave to them, right? Again, this is why like we took sales. That was literally like a 20-minute trade, and we're pretty much done the first one. Um, this stuff is not very difficult. Like, I understand people freak out about like, oh, maybe I shouldn't trade open, maybe I should. Like, I don't know the parameters for it. I teach you how to like trade open correctly, and I'll give you one hint just because we're on YouTube. Um, you want to be able to come in and understand when you have enough liquidity or not. That's what 930 is about. Like, they have no problems going towards your targets at 930. Sometimes they're going to play around. And the reason why is that they're going to make new liquidity if they need it. You get what I mean? So they're not going to just randomly like um start consolidating here at 930 or start manipulating without a purpose. If they have enough liquidity. And same thing I did with them yesterday. Okay? If they have enough liquidity, we have lows that were protected. I have ranges down here that were on dealing range lows. So we knew that Asia was protected. And again, what do we do at midnight, right? Because it's a natural equilibrium. Buy under midnight, sell above midnight. And I literally said to them, right? You get what I mean? This is where you watch it, okay? Because a lot of people are going to watch this and say, you know what? Damn, what am I really doing? What are we really doing? Watch this. I say it all the time, brother. You got to understand how to be a reliable narrator. So if they're going to play around and give you some of these areas that like especially manipulate, you have to understand the difference between manipulation and distribution. Everybody thinks it's the same fucking shit, and it's not. And it sucks because I understand like a lot of people are just trying to get like, okay, what's the chart doing right now? I just want to go that way. So that means you're probably looking at every single one of these price swings as your money actually. Instead of really just coming on here and saying, you know what? Damn, I need to actually wait for this to go up and then sell it down. I need to wait for something to go down, then buy it up. You get my point? Not everything is a entry, entry, entry. How the hell do you make targets if you're just entering everything? You get what I mean? You got to get to a point where you're not confused just on general direction, but you're not also confused on short term price swings, like why we're going up or why we're going down. You get what I mean? So even if I said, yo, why did I like this for sales today? And look at the range, right? So what we were presented with, and here I'll show you. So we were presented with this up here, okay? We had the stop run of the 81. We came right back to the range. And what does it create on the bottom side the whole time, right? Literally, it creates sell side power of 3, south side liquidity, however you want to call it, right? But yeah, there's plenty of power of 3 to the downside. I literally said, yo, this is fucked. Why am I not going to expect this? And that's why I said it's only trade one. It's the first one. It's early in the morning. Okay. We have macro coming in literally right now. Okay, 9:50. So your real New York trade entry move is still not going to occur without being super fucking annoying until you get to a point where you're just like, listen, like I understand 9:30 versus 9:50. I understand 9:47 versus 9:53. I understand 10 o'clock versus 10:03 versus 10:07. I want you to get to a point where all this stuff is not like fucking you up. We get it. You probably got yourself out and you're probably going to say, you know what? Well, I was super in danger. I didn't want to give all my profits back. This is a common thing for retracements like this, right? You're going to feel uncomfortable at the macro. I understand that. But the problem is, if we just talked about all the data that we just used, right? Yes, this is wide open, and I'll show you for a different reason. But when we're using this right here, right now, you cannot be scared of this. You cannot be scared of this. Here, let's give you some more context, right? What are we also doing right now? Let's take this silly stuff off. Watch this. Let's take all this silly stuff off. What are we really doing right now? Turtles, man. You get what I'm saying? What are we really doing? I talk a lot about what like core trading really is. Like a lot of shit in the marketplace is really just turtle soup. Like a lot of it. Like a lot of it. So the whole time, me looking at this area in general, you guys got to remember this is what we call low risk sell area. We don't give a fuck about no retracement up here. Why? I sound hilarious. Like, why? Because of this, my guy. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what? This is not going to work. So, anytime this is not like real buying, you know what I mean? And the only time we're even going to expect more buying is if we really can't break this dealing range down here. And this is still going to be a stretch. Watch. Look at that. See? Watch up here. Now, you probably can't, it's hard to see, but this is literally like the biggest shared price right here. See that? So I wanted to sell down there, and we just made it down there again. This whole area above this, though, is what I'm saying. Sell side. Fuck you mean? Literally, the first thing I ever learned from ICT is that you need to be a seller above a high and a buyer underneath a low. So why is this even halfway confusing? Why? Why? And yet you're gonna sit there and be like, oh well, like what about the retracements and what about the replacements and like I don't know what to do and like you do know what to do. You know exactly what to do. You take the fucking trade and you do nothing. That's exactly what you do. And you're probably gonna sit there and start freaking out right here about like where you're supposed to go next. You can put the levels back on if you need them. But there's plenty of other stuff that you can do without it. And look, like I said, even if you're just getting somebody like who's new, right? Let's measure this. I'm talking right from the midnight line. So we took sales right from midnight, got in right up here. And like I said, you want to be right above it, right? This is the best spot. And your stop loss is right in this area up here. So we caught mainly what so far? That's not bad. You feel what I'm saying? All right, we caught a little over about 330. That's cool. It's cool, brother. All right. So yeah, just fucking, you gotta try to relax. You know what I'm saying? Even if there is a retracement to go get some highs up here, bro, just take a partial and chill. Pay yourself on the way down. That's it. I totally understand where you freak out about these up here. It's because this, like in general, you're probably worried because this is too flat up here. And yes, we're going to engage this area again. Let's put it that way. All right. So we got that right there. We'll even change color. And then we're also going to talk about your other range up here too. So not just your 81, but this is what I was trying to say, right? There we go. When you look at these ranges, right? You see what I mean? All shared. Not totally understand. Look. You're at the bottom of your 243 now. Now I want you to just kind of in your mind, right? If they want to play the game and go right down, go and let them. If you're still super worried about this low right here, you're smart. But you're not going to be super worried about this being so account obliterating in 1 minute. Okay. What I do need from you is to understand we took out some liquidity here. A lot of this is really steep. So there's not too much on the sell side here that we need to be engaging. However, if they do want to drop it lower for like stop run purposes or liquidity purposes, I do expect it to see like a little like lower down here. But again, you get a 300 tick run out of that, not bad. I want to see it get a little lower before we get these buys because again, you can see how we have these points to reference as well. We still have liquidity here for the upside, which is done after selling objectives are done. I'm going to say that very clean one more time. The only time that we will start to engage these real buy side objectives is if we are done completely with our sell side objectives. So in the morning, I said, guys, we still have sell side objectives. We're not going to go up until we start to engage these first. Okay. So that's why I said it's not about like the actual direction. It's really just about order of operations at that point. So, I want you to understand this also. So, do you see this right here? And again, coming to like 10 o'clock. This is when the real buying can start if you didn't already get to what I mean about this. Okay. So these are all both separate trades. You can take sells here, be done here, boom. The consolidation is starting to be the one that verifies it for you as well. If we have one more leg down, that's totally okay. Maybe to this EXT level or a little bit lower. That would be ideal for us who are already still in with a runner. However, if you're looking for a new trade, it is logical to make sure you're checking this low to actually see if it wants to stay at low, or if they want to actually jack it down and kind of make it look like this. You know what I mean? Where they're resisting from it, and maybe you want to keep the sell idea. You're using this area and this time to verify it. But like I said, there's a bunch of highs up here still open, bunch of highs here still open, and the range itself is still. I mean, there's plenty of time on the day for it to be active. Let's put it that way. All right. So that's why when you're looking at this right here, boom, and then 243 low, we're watching that. Okay. And then if you are new and you see that we're just unable to break this as an actual low, and you want to take buys after we have a reaction towards the upside, wait for the reaction. Do not try to be a hero. Okay? You don't need to be early. You don't need to do none of that. Just wait. Let them show you what they want to do. If they want to fuck these highs up today and get up here, cool. If they want to break this back down, and again, with that turtle idea, and they want to drive it down lower into some of these balance price ranges down here, that's hey, that's fine. You see what I'm saying? So let them show you what they really want to do. All right. But I just want to hop on here for a second. Um, being the first nigga to trade in VR and all that, you know, man, I've been so busy. I just took a trip to Atlanta. I have a trip to San Francisco in a couple days. So I got a lot to do, and I'm just resting in between trips and shit. So, um, I get my Discord lit with some of these moves. We took buys yesterday, took sells today. And like I said, bro, trading's not hard. I guarantee you just slightly overcomplicate this shit, man. But I just want to pop on here and show you my career. You know, this is nice, right? Look at birds and shit. You know, it's a great work environment. I like working. I like trading on here, and put the windows up and make the screen huge. Here's my arm. You can just hang out, vibe out. It's a cool crib. You know, I could walk around if I had my other controller, but I'm just lazy using one arm. So yeah, man, this is fun. And just being on TradingView, playing around. Oh man, that's cool. Nice. He says to buy above yet. Oh well. But yeah, so you know, it's stuff like this that I like. I like these types of setups, and I love my Discord. So I will see you guys. Q4 mentorship starts in a few days, but I'll see you guys. I feel like this is cool, man. If you haven't had a chance to fuck around and got a metaquest yet, hey, I can jump. That's cool. If you haven't got a chance to get your metaquest yet, I mean, you might as well just stop playing to get one. See you later.